A truly terrifying cinematic experience. One of the scariest movies ever made.
Lies. Oh, lies!
Blair Witch is a sequel to the Blair Witch Project, the film that pretty much kickstarted the found footage horror trend, and rather simply, this time we have a new group of teenagers that go into the same woods. One of them is the brother of the main girl from the first film, and surprise surprise, something evil is hiding there. Now, the Blair Witch Project is a film that I don't love, but I appreciate what it was trying to do. It was utilising the fear of the unknown by not showing us the thing that was hunting the kids in the woods, and it left it to our imagination as to what the thing was, and in parts it was effectively creepy in that sense. And some people found it boring, and I completely understand if you did, and if you're one of those people, you might actually like this new Blair Witch movie more, because this film has more frantic sequences of the characters hearing noises and running for their lives shouting, "What the hell was that?" I, on the other hand, did not like this film that much at all. Here's what I think was wrong with the film. It does two things that a sequel should not do in my eyes. Number one, retread the same ground as its predecessor, and two, make everything bigger to try and make it better, or in this case, scarier. Blair Witch is pretty much the same film as the first one in terms of its structure and things that happen within the movie. For example, the main characters go into these woods because they want to make a documentary, just like the characters in the first one did. Yes, it's a different subject for the documentary, but they still want to go there for the same reason. Then partway into the film, they start arguing and blaming each other when creepy stuff starts happening, just like in the first film, no maps this time. They wake up in the morning or nights to find creepy twig men hanging from the trees and rocks on the ground, just like in the first movie, and it ends in a creepy ass house, just like in the first movie, which isn't really a spoiler given that it's in the trailer, and come on, you knew it would end in a creepy ass house. And on top of that, they try making things bigger, such as adding more characters to go into the woods, also known as more cannon fodder, and they add more cameras. They have like two handheld camcorders. Each person has this clip-on mini camera that goes on your ear, so it kind of becomes like a POV movie in parts as well as a found footage movie. And they have this remote control drone with a fitted camera that they use like twice, and it never captures anything at all scary. And without spoiling it, they also try making the threat bigger in some ways. I can't say more, but you see stuff later on and I was just like, what the hell is that? All of this would have been forgiven if the film was actually scary, which in case you couldn't tell by now, I didn't think it was. Once the film kicks into gear, Blair Witch is a barrage of loud noises and really shaky camera movements every time a character runs away from something, which yes, it adds to the realism, but for the most part, I couldn't tell what the hell was going on. I almost lost count how many times a character goes off in search for something and re-enters the frame suddenly out of nowhere, accompanied by a loud sound effect. There's a part where it happens like twice in the space of 20 seconds. It's absurd. Which is why I see Blair Witch Project as a superior movie, because it felt real. It felt like real people going into these woods trying to make a documentary and encountering weird freaky stuff. It wasn't always as frantic and intense, but to me, that's what made it all the more engrossing, because it felt like I was watching something that was really happening. This new Blair Witch is just par for the course in terms of found footage horror movies nowadays. I guess I'm emphasising it more because of those critic quotes on the trailer and poster saying like, truly terrifying cinematic experience and one of the scariest movies ever made. And like Frau for Business said at the start,
Lies. Oh, lies!
it's not the worst horror movie I've seen this year. It does have one or two creepy parts and moments of slightly effective tension, but in the end, it's not enough to completely save it, so I'm going to give Blair Witch 2 out of 5. But more importantly, I want to know, what did you guys think of Blair Witch if you have seen the film? And another question, what is your favourite horror film of the year so far? I haven't seen a lot of horror films. I know people say like Don't Breathe and Lights Out are good movies. I have yet to see those films, but I'll try to see them before the end of the year. But whatever your thoughts are on all those questions, tell me down below in the comment section. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening as always, guys. And if you want to see more of my stuff, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.